Hey, Tribe fans, how y'all doing? Well, let's hope that tonight is the night we win it all. Go, Tribe! Looks like it's going to be a beautiful night. Let's go to our weather map and check and see how it looks for the game. Well, you can see, right here over Cleveland, looks perfectly clear. No problem. Game should go just great. Now, the reason we're here tonight is to show you a new way to subtract fractions. So, watch, and hopefully this will help you. Alright, well the game's about to start real soon, so I'm going to get this done real quick, and then we will get ready to watch the game. Hopefully this will help you. I found a new way to subtract fractions, so for those of you that are still having a little bit of trouble with my last tutorial, you can watch this one and maybe this will help. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to show two quick examples. The first one we're going to use 3 2/4 minus 2 1/8. Alright, we're going to use something that you learned a while back, which is converting a mixed number into an improper fraction. You do that by multiplying the denominator by the whole number and then adding on the numerator. So we're going to start with the top one and we're going to multiply 4 times 3, 4 times 3, and then we're going to add on the 2. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. And then, as always, that denominator stays the same. And now for the lower fraction, we multiply 8 times 2 and add on the 1. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. And the 8 stays the same. Now, you still need to come up with like denominators because you can't add or subtract when the denominators are different. So, you may have guessed that your new denominator will be 8. If you don't know this, you do need to create your list of multiples and find the least common multiple. But we are going to use 8 as our new denominator. And then you need to figure out what did I multiply by. And here we multiplied by 1, so the 17 stays the same. And here you multiplied by 2. So here you're going to multiply by 2. And 14 times 2 equals 28. Now you can go ahead and subtract. And 28 minus 17 equals 11. And the 8 stays the same. Now you'll notice that your answer is improper, so you're going to convert that back into a mixed number. And you do this by asking yourself, how many times does 8 go into 11? 8 goes into 11 one whole time. There's 3 left over, and the 8 stays the same. And that is your final answer. Okay, that's one example. Okay, our next problem, we're going to use 5 3/5 minus 2 6/8. Now, not every problem is going to be quite as easy as the one that we just did. But we're going to start out doing it the same way we just did the last one by changing this into an improper fraction. We multiply, then add. So we're going to multiply 5 times 5 and get 25, and then add on our numerator and get 28. And the 5 stays the same. We're going to do the same down here at the bottom. So we're going to multiply, then add, and 2 times 8 is 16, plus 6 more is 22, and then again the denominator stays the same. Now we still need to subtract, and we cannot subtract when the denominators are different, and so we need to come up with our list of denominators for 8 and 5. You may already know what it is, but let's list them out. 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, and then 8 times 5. Okay, and now we'll do the ones for 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. So we're going to go with 40 as our new denominator. Now you still need to ask yourself, what did I multiply by to get 40? Here you multiplied by 5. So you need to multiply this by 5, and you will get 110. Here you multiplied by 8. So here you have to multiply by 8. And you will get 224. And it's... Now, I do not expect you to know what 8 times 28 is. What I would expect is that you would have scrap paper and be figuring this stuff out on scrap paper. Next, you can go ahead now and subtract, because you have like denominators, and you can subtract the numerators. You can subtract 224 and 110. So you would be doing this on scrap paper. 224 minus 110, 411. So you'll notice that the denominator didn't change. Now we are left with an improper fraction, so we need to change this back into a mixed number. You can do this by setting up a division problem. Put the 114 on the inside, 40 on the outside, and ask yourself how many 40s are in 114. Well, we know that 2 40s equal 80, so let's go with 2. And we'll go 80, and we subtract, and we get 34. Now, our answer is actually right here in the problem. 2 and 34 40ths. Now hopefully when you look at this, you notice that 34 and 40 are both even numbers, which should tell you right away that it probably could be simplified. And that's when you need to think about your factor tree. So we need to create a factor tree for both 34 and 40. So what two numbers would equal 34? 2 times 17. And what could we multiply together to get 40? 4 times 10. Well, 10 is not prime, so we need to come off of that and say 2 times 5. 4 is not prime, so we're going to come off of that and say 2 times 2. Now we have to find our matches. So we'll say match, match, right. And that is our greatest common factor for 34 and 40. So that's the number we're going to use to divide and simplify our fraction. Alright, so let's divide this by 2, and we'll divide this by 2, and we will get 2 and 17/20. Now we're done. And that, my friends, is your final answer. I hope that helped. Looks like the game's starting soon, so I gotta go. Go try. Bye.